everybody, it's me again, and I got a new tarantula. Surprise, surprise. I actually don't own a Pinktoe in my collection. They jump, by the way. So yeah, I guess Rainbow Bobo is the name of that spider. Rainbow Bobo wanted to go home, so Rainbow Bobo left. And is fine. Actually just jumped right back into the enclosure. It's right here. But I got this from a friend who no longer wanted to take care of it for very personal reasons I don't want to discuss that are totally fine and completely acceptable. But she wanted to relinquish this tarantula, and since I have a very large collection and I'm great at keeping spiders, I thought, you know what, I'll take it. I actually don't have a single avicularia in my collection. I don't have any. So I thought I would take in Rainbow Bobo, because why not? I would love an avicularia. But the enclosure that came with Rainbow Bobo is not appropriate for the Pinktoe at the size that it's at right now. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is rehome it in another enclosure. And I'll show you what it's in right now and show you what I want to do, what I've already decided is going to happen, and maybe get some maybe somebody out there can also get some ideas for their Pinktoe enclosure, because I have raised other Pinktoes before. I'm going to set them up similarly to what I've done in the past. And I don't have an avicularia, but I do have a Martinique Pinktoe, or also known as a versicolor, a Caribbean versicolor. And I also have an avicularia purpurea. But my purpurea is this big, and when I got it, it was little, very tiny little thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up this tarantula that's in this enclosure, which is not appropriate. It's just too big for the tarantula at the size that it's at. It's got heavy objects, like literal fossils in here, that your tarantula doesn't need fossils in its enclosure to live. If you want to decorate lighter so that if it falls, it won't hurt your spider. There's also a bridge in here. And there's cork bark, which is great, but there's just a bridge. It's heavy. There's a lot of heavy objects. It's a little bit too big. It's hard to find the spider. The water bowl is fine. I guess I would have chosen a more shallow and smaller one, but as you can see, it's got some issues. It's not quite the way I would set up a Pinktoe. So we're going to take this enclosure, and we're going to set it up in this enclosure, which is actually a fish tank, which makes me sound crazy, but I found it at the thrift shop, and I thought it was freaking perfect. It's cute, perfect for a Pinktoe. It's like an arboreal setup. I like the shape of it. I went ahead and I got rid of all the fish stuff. Somebody out there is yelling at me right now. Somebody out there who is into fish is just mad. How can you do this, you monster? So yeah, I got rid of the wires. I got rid of the filter. Didn't like that. I thought that I liked the top, but I thought the top wasn't that secure. So I rigged it with little holes and some wire. And it has this little like feeding top, so you can open it up and put crickets in it. And then you can close the feeding top and you can wire it so it can't get out. Also, there's wires that I want to put here, and I got it for $4.50. Isn't that great? Isn't that awesome? Thrifty spending, people. You can make a really cool tarantula enclosure for a really cheap price if you just keep an eye out. But anyway, the substrate is going to be high because I have to hide whatever that is that won't come out, or at least I don't think it'll come out. No, it won't come out. That's okay though. I'm just going to cover it up with substrate because this is an arboreal tarantula anyway, and it's going to look just fine. Really low in reptisoil, so I might have to add some extra organic soil to it, but it should work out just fine. And it almost does, but I can't stand that thing sticking out, so we're going to take some of this, and we're just going to jump it. So it's not perfect, but at least you can't see that ugly piece of plastic sticking up, and that is okay for the project that we're doing. I like to keep my avicularia, or any kind of avicularia species kind of moist at the bottom and kind of dry at the top. So that's what I'm going to try and do here. I also specifically drilled a hole at the top so I can put this plant in it and hang it from the top. Like that. It kind of sticks out weird. I don't think it looks all that great, but I mean, it's coming together. It's not bad. We're looking good. Next, I have this tiny little water dish. It's shallow. It's perfect enough for him to go over and be able to find water. And it's not that big fat one over there. Avicularia are arboreal, which means they live in trees. So it's really important to have something like cork bark and fake plants to help them anchor their webs onto, and that's going to make them feel safe and secure. Also, this piece of cork bark I think is perfect. It has like a little hollow in it, and I hope that Rainbow Bobo will like it as much as I like it. I think it's got a perfect shape. I did end up adding just a little bit of terrarium moss in there, mostly for maybe like anchor points, because I don't really want too much humidity, and I think that with the way I take care of them, the humidity level will be fine by itself. Actually, I like to keep it kind of dry. And I unanchored the plant too, because if he ends up making a web, he's not gonna like me moving it around too much, and I want him to feel comfortable, so I just put the plant in here. And check out the hollow. Hopefully he likes the hollow. We'll see where he likes to put his webs. And that's pretty much it. I think it looks okay. It's not as cool from the back as it is from the front. But we have our Pinktoe enclosure set up. We just need to take the Pinktoe from this giant square with fossils in it that are heavy and shouldn't be in a tarantula enclosure because tarantulas don't need fossils. But we're gonna move Rainbow Bobo into his new enclosure and see how he does in there. And if he doesn't do well, I'll make it better later. There you go. Jumped right in. Well, thank you for watching and putting together a Pinktoe enclosure with Tarantula Forest. I hope I gave you some ideas out there, and I hope that maybe in the future I get more ideas from myself and I change the way I think, because tarantula keeping is always an evolving thing. If something's not working, change it so it's working for your spider. Thanks again for watching and have a wonderful night.